Welcome back, nerds. Fino here with a guide for the new NA Christmas event. This one features Santa Martha as its welfare servant, and while a non-damaging quick servant might seem pretty strange, trust me when I say you absolutely want to have her on your roster. That anti-divine buff is no joke, and when Arjuna Alter shows up for a rematch next year with quadruple his health, you're gonna wish you had her. Lucky for you new players, this event is on the easy side of things, and participation only requires you to clear for Yuki, the first chapter. As for actually getting Martha, you get her unlock and ascension items through the lottery. Rolling in this involves spending spoons that you farm in the free quests. To maximize your spoon intake, grab like a lady from the event shop whenever you can, and keep your copies separate. Even rainbow apple eating psychopaths should do this until they get enough spares to limit break without losing full coverage. This time around, the lottery itself gives octuplet crystals, magatama, poisonous needles, stakes of wailing night, and resource pick tickets. That last one can be traded for claws of chaos, aurora steel, and phoenix feathers. Unless you have a desperate shortage elsewhere, I'd recommend going for claws on this one. I for one have had a pretty serious stake shortage for a while, so I've been looking forward to this. We also get the usual lotto benefits: skill gems, embers, QP, mana prisms, and friend points. That last one's gonna get a workout with the Super Bunyan event next year, so Christmas gives you a good excuse to stock up. If you picked up FGO recently, here's a few more lotto related tips for you. Firstly, you have the option to refresh the first few boxes prematurely, but don't do it. Those early boxes have gold and silver apples, so you'd be wasting a lot of potential AP by doing that. Secondly, there's a roll 100 option that becomes available after box 10, so don't worry about putting your thumbs to waste even if you do some hard farming. This specific event has bonus quests that require Merry Cider from the lottery and shop currency to play. These are gimmick fights and largely trivial ones, so just plow through them for their rewards, which include servant coins and command codes. Sparrow's Inn's Proprietress grants anti-chaotic and anti-evil damage, always a nice option to have in your toolkit. Painbreaker is an AoE heal, and Enmity's Apprenchirps cleanses a defense debuff, giving you a single star as well. Cider has other uses too. You trade it in the shop for Martha's Spare and P copies, and one particular free quest requires Cider for entry and drops a lot of tier 3 currency. I generally wouldn't recommend farming this, but it's worth doing once for its clear reward, a summon ticket. Christmas Party has daily time gates, so the optimal free quest is going to change quite a bit as the event progresses. Luckily, most of these are standard 3-3x nodes, so whether you want to arts, quick, or buster farm, you can run whatever you want. Though hard farmers will gravitate towards arts so they can run a full 6 drop CEs until the 90 plus comes out. But until you hit that point, consider taking advantage of the event servants, who get a bond and damage bonus. Some notable picks include Scotty, Archer Emiya, Percival, Rhaenys, Nitocris, Kichi Hogan, and Edmund Dantes. There's a lot of quick representation on that list, so if you've been looking for an excuse to bond Bradamante or something, there you go. You may have noticed that Martha's the only one in the top bonus tier. That's because this event has no new 5-star, instead having a return of Scotty and Benny Enma. Endgame-wise, the 90 plus node features a 3-1-1 assassin arrangement, and it keeps both shop and lotto currency at max overall efficiency, whereas the previous node only keeps pace and raw spoons. For a bit of extra incentive, the 90 plus node apparently has quite a good drop rate on that hay and kill flaming butt material. That certainly caught my interest. Like with a lot of 90 plus fights, the low enemy density is to discourage trivial arts farming, but you can get around this in a couple of ways. First, if you're a Qigong enthusiast, he can do this quite easily with the Gong system. My servant guide covers that, so if you're not familiar with it, take a look there. Otherwise, you can run setups with an AoE to take out wave 1 like Nitocris or Helena, and then transition into a single target self-charger like Xuanzang, Kintoki, Cersei, or Izumo no Okuni. Because you're fighting assassins, you can even run some buster servants like Caster Ku, provided he has his Lost Belt 6 upgrade. So the TLDR is that casters are eating well this year, except for Geronimo because being Geronimo is suffering. If you want to see the very granular detail on how these setups work, I'd recommend watching Kadrov's video on this event, which I'll link in the description. In quite an interesting change, this event has 2 separate challenge quests, both of which grant lures on completion. Now normally I'd show footage of these fights, but I straight up couldn't find any in my personal archives. No raw gameplay, no VODs. This event is like a gaping hole in my JP footage. It's a real mystery, so while I don't really like doing separate challenge quest guides anymore, I'll make an exception and get back to you guys in a few days once they release on NA. Thanks for watching. Like if you found this video useful, subscribe for more, and come on to twitch.tv/Finotaisen where I stream from 3 PM Pacific time on Wednesday through Sunday for the rest of the month. This week I'll be rolling for the new Ruler Kagetora over on JP, so stop on by for a good time. See you there.